I guess even though we were free, we were still slaves in the mind.
Message!
Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. It's your guy, Bo, the Lucky Libra here. And as y'all can see, we're going to be getting into the Cancer zodiac sign, all right? Now, we're in the middle of the sign series, and I want to reiterate, this is not the sun in a sign series, because when we speak about the sun through the signs, we're going to have to highlight specific things. Right now, we're just talking about breaking down the basic energy structure of each sign, all right? Now, how are we going to be breaking these things down? We're going to be getting into the house of the sign. We're going to be getting into the planets of the sign, aka you know what sign is home, exalted, falls, or detriment. We're going to be getting into the modality of the sign, whether it's cardinal, fixed, or mutable, and we're going to be getting into the element of the sign, whether it's air, earth, water, and fire. And all of these things ultimately make the archetype of a zodiac sign, all right? Before we get into this, you know, for all my newcomers, I just want to say, all my newcomers, I hope I'm able to enlighten, all right, you know, increase and elevate your knowledge about astrology and esoteric related subjects, okay? This ain't no mumbo jumbo astrology, he say, she say this, or the Aries are like this because of this. And no, we breaking down the energies behind the sign, why they are the way they are, all right? Why you act and feel the way you feel, and why you see the things you see because of the sign you are, okay? Now, this is true science right here. So when we're talking about the Cancer zodiac sign, the Cancer zodiac sign comes out of the 4th house, okay? One thing I want to emphasize is that the houses rule the signs. Okay, the signs do not rule the houses. These houses that make up our solar system, the 12 houses, aka the 12 different areas of our lives, these houses were here first, all right? And these houses gave birth to these stars, to these zodiac constellations. So that's one thing we got to always remember, okay? Houses are very important, all right? Now, the 4th house, all right, the 4th house, what energies does the 4th house govern? The 4th house governs family matters, the home, domestic issues, private issues, okay? All of these things are all about the 4th house, the energies of the 4th house, okay? So this is why Cancers are very concerned with the family, concerned with relatives and family members and domestic issues and things that happen inside of the home. Okay, these things take a huge toll up on a Cancer, and a Cancer often feels like they have a real responsibility to uphold in the home. All right, there's certain Cancers that they probably either have parents or relatives that they feel like they really have to prove things to. They have to uphold certain responsibilities or things within the family, but overall they have a huge concern within the family, a huge care within the family. The word care, the care energy is very potent within the Cancer zodiac sign, okay? But we're gonna jump more into that when we talk about the moon, okay? Now, so this is why Cancer is very concerned with the home. Cancers, Cancers, y'all know you might be the relative that's always babysitting. Yeah, you always babysitting, always putting a lot of your family members before yourself. All right, without even giving it any rational thought. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, you got it, blah, blah, blah. All right, so, you know, Cancer, you got to be careful. You got to know when to, you know, put yourself first. You got to know when to have certain, I guess, restrictions, limitations, you know, with your family members, because they know that you're really down for the family, or you're really concerned. And in many different shapes or forms, even though we love our family, we can often take advantage of each other and not know it. So sometimes you have to be able to express that you were being taken advantage of for somebody to even know it sometimes. Sometimes things are subconscious. People are just being in their natures. But Cancers understand that. You guys already know you care about a lot of shit in the home. You care about your relatives a lot, even the ones you ain't close with. You know, you care about the situations, your relationship a lot. Be careful and not let that overwhelm you to the extent where, you know, it's always the family first, even when it may be a detriment to you and the moral behind things may be wrong. Okay, so this is why Cancers are heavily connected with the home, because of that 4th house energy. Now, you know, we're gonna spark something up real quick, because we're gonna get a little deep with the Cancers. It's gonna get a little deep with the Cancers. All right, I know a lot of y'all here, you know, Cancers is the most powerful sign, one of the most powerful signs, right? We go get into that. All right, so now Cancer coming out of the 4th house. Cancer is cardinal water. Okay, cardinal water. So every sign has a modality, is either cardinal, fixed, or mutable. Now, when we're talking about cardinal water, cardinal is the ability to create new. All right, these are why all cardinal signs are leaders. Every sign can be a leader, but this is why, you know, most cardinal signs have a nature of leading by their archetype, because when you're always creating new, you're the first. You're bringing new ideas, new thoughts, new feelings, emotions, new ways to see things to people. All right, so that is going to develop into leader-like traits. Now with Cancer, the reason why cardinal water is so powerful, because water is deep as fuck. Yeah, you have to understand, water is fucking vibration. Water is the vibes. Okay, so you know, when we talk about water in spirituality or in astrology, water deals with the feelings and the emotions. And before any action, before you see anything ever take off in the physical reality, that is just the result. That is just a result of a frequency vibration, okay? AKA the waters, all right? Waters, we are in water, okay? We are in water. So the vibration that's accumulated, the emotions and feelings that's accumulated behind a thought, aka a frequency. You know, first you have a thought, then you put some emotion and feeling of it. Whatever comes out into the reality, that is just a result of something, okay? But there's always a vibration behind it. And with water signs, this is why they may not be able to logically put their foot on things, but they will always pick up the vibrations and behind the scenes. And with Cancers, because they're cardinal water, this is creating new ways to deal with the emotions and feelings. So when we're talking about the vibes, if a Cancer is in an environment that it ain't feeling the vibe, if it doesn't detach itself, it's gonna do something to modify the vibe to make it comfortable, all right? To make it, you know, more relative to the vibe that's comfortable to them. Because this is their nature, they have multiple ways of doing these things, all right? And when we get into the planets, it'll show you why they're so versatile and being able to, you know, influence the vibration in their environment, all right? Now, the Cancer, but point blank period, when we talk about cardinal water, to sum all of that up, Cancers create the motherfucking vibe. Let's get into the planets now, all right? So Cancer is ruled by the moon, all right? So in its own breath, you know, the moon is damn near the most important star to understand in this solar system, because the moon is who you truly are. What is the moon? The moon is connection. The moon is our reactions. Okay, the sun is our natural actions, but the moon is our natural reactions. And when you're reacting to something, then we really see the true you, when we see your true reactions to something. Okay, because anybody can act like anything, but how do you react in certain situations and environments, blah, 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 all right? So, you know, the moon is our natural reactions. The moon is our emotions, feelings, and our thoughts, but the internal, basically everything inside. You could even make the correlation and say that the sun is the body, your appearance, the physical, what's active, and the moon is everything inside, motivating the sun, all right, to push out the energy. The sun sign, this is why the sun sign is just going to show you how the moon looks, basically, all right? So you could have, I'm a Capricorn moon sign, right? So I could have a friend that's a Capricorn moon sign, just like me, but he could be an Aries sun sign. I'm a Libra sun sign. So we both have Capricorn moons, but I'm pushing my Capricorn moon out energy through Libra actions, through a Libra archetype. My friend will be pushing out their Capricorn energy through an Aries archetype. You guys feel me? So this is why it's important to be able to correlate the difference between your sun and your moon sign. But we're definitely gonna get into that more specifically once we're done with the series. Trust me, guys. But y'all know I gotta drop these little gems here and there, and we're always gonna pick it back up with certain videos, because certain videos deserve their own videos, certain topics, I mean. Like, guys, when you watch your astrologers and they're telling you that the moon is in this sign or whatever, it's important to know what sign the moon is, because we live in this solar system we live in is a person. It's a spirit. Like it's a celestial. Like we have to understand that we're incarnated into a certain reality, but this is a part of a spiritual being that we're in. okay? And this part that we're in, the moon governs the vibration of the air, this space that we're in. So it's important to know what sign the moon is in every day, because when you know what sign the moon is, or when we have a new moon in that sign, or a full moon in that sign, the moon is showing us what energies we should be reacting towards. And if you're not aware of the energies we should be reacting towards, you can get into certain circumstances that are not in your favor, or you're unaware of why things are happening the way it is. It's because you're not reacting to the certain energies of the solar system of this being the right way. You guys get me? So when we talk about the moon, how powerful that is, Cancer's being ruled by the moon, you know, this makes Cancer's, you know, the moon also deals with nurturing as well. It also deals with nurturing. So Cancers can be nurturers, but ultimately Cancers are gonna have the ability, they have the ability to react. They're gonna react to all circumstances and energies given their way. And with the moon as well, it's very powerful, because the moon has a lot to do with manifesting, all right, reeling things into from our imagination and whatnot, from the internal into the physical. So Cancer's here with this moon energy is like, because the moon governs our emotions and feelings and the vibes here, can make a Cancer very moody. That's why Cancers can be very moody, because they're dealing with so many different vibes, all right? So like, if a Cancer's complain, like when your Cancer friend complain about some shit, or whenever your water friends complain about some shit, you might need to listen sometimes. Like, I know they could be whiny, but shit get deep with the feelings and emotions certain water signs be motherfucking carrying. I'm a cusp sign, and I have a lot of planet, and I have a stellium in Scorpio. You feel me? I'm a Libra Scorpio cusp. So I get it. I get it myself, but I also have other alignments that tone that shit down, and because I have a lot of earth, so it brings me back to reality a lot. But people that have a lot of water placements, the vibes that they're carrying, it's a lot, and it can be very overwhelming. You feel me? So with Cancers, this is why this is very powerful, because they have the ability to literally evoke this. And I'm using the word evoke, even though I don't know what it specifically means, but I think I know what it means. So I'm gonna look this shit up. We'll look it up after the video. But they have the ability to, you know, influence the vibration, influence what they really want to manifest. And because the moon is backing and supporting their actions, it's reeling it in with a different type of energy here. You feel me? It gets deep. And the moon also reflects the sun of the light. So when it comes to Cancers catching thoughts, or seeing somebody else's light, or whatever light, you know, the way they react to it could be in a real creative way. And Jupiter is exalted here, all right? Whenever we talk about a planet that's exalted, this is its favorite place to be. Remember, y'all, we could look at the houses like actual houses. Like the actual houses. Like, just like I'm in a crib right now, I'm a star inside of a house. The planets are people inside of these houses. And some houses are home. Some houses are like home, you know? Some houses, it's his favorite place to be. Some houses, it has to do things it doesn't want to do. Some houses, it goes to sleep. And this is how you can look at the energies of planets in different houses. But with Jupiter here, Jupiter's exalted here. It loves to be it's his favorite place to be in the zodiac. His favorite place to be. But when we talk about planets that are exalted, this is where you can exhaust yourself as well. So just like a kid at Disneyland, or a rapper in a studio, or a skater at a skating rink, you know, you could you go so hard in where you love to be at, whatever, you can exhaust yourself. So AKA overdo things, you know, put way more energy into it than is needed. So with Cancers being exalted, with Jupiter being, this is a spirit, a person that could overindulge in caring about shit, overindulge into certain family matters, overindulge into and Jupiter also represents expansion. I didn't even get into what Jupiter is the energy of Jupiter. I'm jumping ahead, y'all. My fault. You see how air signs, Libras, can motherfucking talk? You see how we could talk so goddamn much? Like, sorry, y'all. But anyways, let's bring it back a little bit. So, what is Jupiter? All right, Jupiter is our experiences. Okay, learning from our experiences, higher learning period, the teacher-student energy, philosophy, spirituality, astrology, metaphysics, the broad perspective. But ultimately, Jupiter is here to teach us. And how do we learn? We learn through our experiences. Life is the biggest teacher, all right? And the person that's able to extract wisdom from their experiences become the wisest people. Okay, people that disregard their experiences and don't reflect and don't try to get the meanings and reasonings, key words with Jupiter, meanings and reasonings, then it's like you're not extracting the jewels and the juices out of life that you're supposed to be getting in order to, move on. And you're not looking at where you even came from to see where you definitely don't know where you're going, because you definitely don't even fucking remember all the shit that you done came from. You feel me? So with Cancers, and Jupiter's also a big gassy planet, so it represents expansion. So whatever house you have Jupiter in, aka whatever area of life you have Jupiter in, it's gonna expand this area in some type of shape or form. Okay, so with Jupiter being exalted in the fourth house, Cancers can expand, within the way that they care about things, and they also can be, people to really teach you about, how to deal with the emotions and feelings and where you put your care as well. So it's not, I apologize if I made it seem like, all Cancers are just super overwhelmed because they care too much, or super being taken advantage of because they care so much. Because you care so much naturally about people, places, and things, it can turn into situations like that. But overall, they're very wise, all right, about the emotions and feelings and how to deal with these things. All right, I have some Cancer friends, and it's funny because they'll tell me their experiences about, their temper issues or situations that they went through with their emotions and feelings as a kid. But it's like they'll be young adults, 19, 20, 21, and at a young age, because there's some people 30, 40 still don't know how to deal with these things, but at that age, you have a Cancer that can really school you on how to deal with these things, or see somebody else having some type of experiences, not being able to control or deal with their own internal, their moon, their emotions and feelings, and the Cancer will come and really uplift you, and give you a grasp on how to deal with them things. And Jupiter is a positive planet. It's a very positive planet, uplifting planet. So Cancers can uplift your emotions and feelings as well too. This is why a lot of comedians, have a lot of Cancer energy. I believe Kevin Hart's a sun in Cancer. I believe Dave Chappelle's a moon in Cancer. I'm gonna look up some more, but I think those two for sure. You feel me? So this is why a lot of comedians are Cancers, or have a lot of Cancer energy. And that's one thing I definitely want to highlight, so you mix all that teacher energy, teacher student learning from experience, meanings, reasons, broad perspective, Jupiter energy with that water, with that cardinal water. This is somebody that energy is powerful than a motherfucker. With the moon being able to create influences on people's emotions and feelings and alter the vibe and know how to use their wisdom and their experiences and extract wisdom from their experiences to continue to do that in more articulate or wise ways. That's powerful. That's very powerful energy. All right. So it's important. Cancer is like one of the signs that I really urge people that are not in astrology, nigga, you need to get into astrology. You need to know what the fuck it come with being a motherfucking Cancer. You feel me? You're already 20 minutes into this video, and it's certain energies. We just talking about the basic energies of certain signs, but certain energies they're powerful. All right. So now Saturn, Mars falls in Cancer. Saturn is detriment here. Saturn don't like to be in this motherfucker. Okay, what's Saturn's? Saturn is restriction, limitations, boundaries that we place or that are placed on us. All right, so it's very important to know what house, aka area of life, that you have Saturn is in, because this is the area like you're gonna be experiencing restrictions, limitations, and boundaries. We all experience this. All right, so with Saturn in the fourth house, okay, this can create scenarios where there is some restrictions, limitations, or situations that either there was like a blockage in trying to connect with certain family members or certain things that go on in the home. So Cancers that have Saturn in the fourth house or your Saturn in Cancer, which Saturn is more so of a generational planet, all right? But Saturn in the 4th house, you know, you gotta be aware of that, because they'll bring you some clarity on why you may have went through certain things in the home. But because you're a Cancer, you can get into that, tap into that Jupiter energy and start, you know, if you haven't already, start looking at the experiences that you've had with these family members and whatnot, and be able to see the deeper vibration behind the scenes of why certain things and experiences between you and this family member took place. You understand? All right. So, you know, Saturn also deals with building. Okay. So here, Saturn deals with building, you know, and it's likes to be like in work like environments, because we're talking about Saturn doesn't give a fuck about emotions, feelings, and vibrations. Put it like that. And that's what the Cancer energy is. That's what the 4th house is. Can't the Saturn give a fuck about what's the results of shit, where the bread at, what stability and financial stability, career are we building here? All right, the Saturn is the father of time. All right, and discipline is like the old grandfather is gonna make you do things step by step accordingly, and not take no shortcuts and whatnot. So it's a very stern, cold-like energy. So, you know, to have that type of energy, Saturn in the 4th house, they don't like to fuck with that shit. So this is why you can have a Cancer that it's hard for them to connect to reality, to connect to be so indulged into the family that they may put certain family situations, members, and whatnot before the responsibility that they should be placing, the energy that they should be placing towards their career, what they're personally building on, or a career like work, or building on structure and stability. You know you're supposed to be working on this and that, but you're always babysitting. You feel me? Like, I don't know why I'm using that example so much, but I just feel like that's like a perfect example, like, of, you know, the ain't nothing wrong with babysitting your motherfucking family. Yeah, y'all know that, you feel me? But y'all see the picture I'm trying to paint. But, you know, you can have just a Cancer that putting certain connections that they have within the home, or what's home to them, in front of what's really in reality, as far as how they're gaining structure and stability in their life, aka how they're getting, you know, their career and their bread right. You feel me? So Cancers, be aware that you're placing that energy towards that, because you have all the motherfucking manifestation power in the world. And I'm sure even if you one of them Cancers that don't really know what you want to do in life, you know, once you really put your foot on it, then you're gonna realize you could do some shit you never thought you could do. And that's a perfect segue to get us right into Mars being sleep here. Okay, when a planet is sleep, or fallen, okay, this means this is a place like this, it's sleep. But what happens when you sleep? You're dreaming. And when you're in a dream world, what happens? You know, it's your subconscious. So, you know, sometimes you realize you could do things you never thought you could do, right? And this is how it plays out when the planet is in a house that it's sleep at. All right, so it doesn't mean that it's just like dead or something. It's just playing out in the form. My bad, family. My camera just cut off, but we back rolling, yeah. All right, so let's pick it back up with Mars in Cancer. So Mars is sleep in Cancer. So what does Mars represent? Mars represents our intentions, our passions, desires, and goals. Our intentions, like I said, things that we intend to do. All right, and remember, Mars doesn't compromise, relate, is active. It just goes right through. Okay, a fiery temperament type planet, is a warrior. So when we talk about Mars in Cancer, Mars being sleep in Cancer, this could be a person. This could make a Cancer. You know, when it comes to the intentions and the things that they intend to do. You know, they may not act on these things, but when they do act on these things, they start realizing when they act on their desires, their true desires, passions, and goals, they start realizing they could do things they never thought they could do. Because remember, this is how a planet acts when it's asleep. It often does things when that energy is active, is realizing it could do things they never thought it could do. All right, so this is how it plays out with Cancer. So Cancers, believe in y'all motherfucking selves. Believe in y'all motherfucking selves. All right, I don't care. Listen, y'all carry vibes. All right, y'all carry. We all carry vibes, all right? But the vibes y'all carry, all right, the things that y'all, you know, care about as far as when it comes to y'all personal desires, passions, and goals, all right, y'all true intentions for yourselves, we ain't talking about the family, for yourselves. Go and act on that motherfucker and see the shit that you accomplish when you really put some fire behind that shit. You feel me? So for the most part, you know, that's how it plays out with Mars and Cancer. This is why I can make the archetype of a person with a lot of Cancer energy or whatnot. You know, might second guess on them things that they intend to do when it comes to their personal goals or whatnot. But you know, they really see some shit to themselves when they do, you know, put some action behind the things that they want to do in their life. You know, and you could also look at that as like a way of looking at Cancers having so much light, energy, attention, awareness focused towards the home that they don't even, that you know, their experiences with their personal self, you know, probably wasn't so active to the point when they start really putting more time into themselves and the things that they want to do, not just the things that the natures of the family they grew up, or because they had to go to school because it meant a lot to their parents, and you know, by the time they get out of school or whatever, and you're a young adult, now you're realizing, now you're putting more energy towards the things you really want to do. When you start realizing the things, Cancer, break free and do that shit. You feel me? You really gonna see some shit, because I understand how you guys uphold the energy of the family. And you know, this is the basic energy, so I don't want to go too deep. All right, I just want to be able to lay out the energy, the energetic groundwork for the Cancers. But you know, just understand, with that moon energy just being the nurturers, Cancers, you know, people come to you for certain comfort when you may not even realize it. And this is, at the same time, this is why when you do, you know, you throw your gems or whatnot, and you naturally uplift people when you pick up the vibes. But you know, people just may depend on you a little bit more than you think. And this is with that moon energy, all right, that motherly like energy. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. We're talking about energy signatures, all right. We all have these energies within us. So you know, you guys have big responsibilities in that sense. You feel me? To understand that. Okay, and yeah, guys, that's the energy breakdown for the Cancers. I don't know how many minutes we're in, because this is like my third time recording since my phone died and whatnot. But you know, as you can see, this is why you hear the stereotype of Cancers being one of the most powerful signs. And obviously we had to go into a little bit more detail, and I'm, like I said, a little airhead over here, so a little Libra head, so y'all know I'm gonna chat my ass off some goddamn times. But I'm glad that, you know, we getting in this rhythm on YouTube and getting this content out there the way I like to get it out, instead of just going back and forth on the Instagram or whatnot, because it was way too hard making content on Instagram when I know certain topics need to go in depth. So I hope all my newcomers, I hope y'all go ahead and check the previous videos and continue to ride this journey and build this astro community with me, all right? Next, we're going to be getting into the Leo zodiac sign, all right? So y'all already know what it is. Go ahead and throw them likes up, man. Drop some requests, drop some comments. Let's engage, and you know, subscrizzle. All right, y'all. But as for now, y'all already know what it is. I'm getting up out of here, y'all. Until next time, peace.